Hello everybody at Enchanted Emerald. This is Melissa bringing you another card pull, and this is going to be for today, August 13th, 2021. Happy Friday the 13th to y'all. I am living my best life over here. I had a beautiful morning doing some healing sessions, and now I'm going to bring you a beautiful message here from the Goddess gang. Okay, so I pulled a couple of cards from this Goddess deck that I have, the Colette Baron Reed. I love this deck, and I just feel with the 13, it's such our goddess day, right? And it is not an unlucky number, much to those that, the controversy that comes with that stigma that comes with it. It is not unlucky. In fact, it is lucky if you read about it, and what you believe, I guess, is entirely up to you. But to me, it is a lucky thing. And so I am lifting your spirits today with these goddesses. And so if you are catching me on the Facebook, please don't hesitate to hit the like on the Enchanted Emerald page so that you don't miss any of the fantastic content. As always, if you're catching me on the YouTube, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button below so that you're in the know of all of the amazing content as that's released as well. I'm going to be working on some love readings, so you don't want to be missing that. As we get started here today, as always, I do always pull a card from the traditional Rider-Waite deck as well. That's my favorite deck. And that's just my go-to. Everybody has their go-to, right? We have the Lover's card. The Lover's card comes out in reverse. Bottom of the deck, interestingly enough, was the Two of Cups, okay? And then I just wanted to say, I really feel with this, the Lovers here, the energy that comes in with this, because it's in the reverse, I do feel like there's a lot of indecision surrounding someone. I feel like there's some commitment issues kind of surfacing, maybe where somebody is juggling a couple of different people, maybe dating a few different people or talking to a few different people, and this indecision, or if you will, this desire to make a choice is kind of surfacing now, right? There's this like conflict that's coming up as a result of that. You're feeling like the struggle now, and so, or maybe it's become too much maybe to juggle all of that, and so it's become really apparent to you, or maybe somebody that you're conversing with is doing this, and you're right, like, I want them to make a choice, right? Because you feel that they're playing games with you and you don't like that. So I feel like, with this Lover's card in reverse, I feel like the feelings kind of come and go for this person. Or, if this isn't you, I feel like the feelings kind of come and go. They're very transient, right? Where you're like all in and you're ready to go and like really try things with this person, and then something happens and you kind of question, I'm not sure if this is the way to go, and so there's like a trust issue there, and so you kind of back away a little bit, and then this person might come closer to you, and then you start to grow more attracted to this person, and they're saying all the things, doing all the things, and they're being consistent, and then something happens again, and so you start to back away. So I feel like there's this like dynamic or this dance that's taking place, and so I do feel like you're feeling like there is a little bit of a loophole in terms of what they are feeling as though they're responsible for in this dynamic, where they feel like, well, if I'm just over here doing my thing and we're not really an item or not really identified as a couple, then I don't have to do all the things, right? And so I can just put in the effort when I feel like it, right? They like that because they don't want to be held to a certain standard. They don't want to have all the responsibility that comes with being in a relationship, but they're getting the benefit of being in the relationship with you because you're doing all of the things with them, right? You're still, being there for them emotionally, and, you're still there for them when they want to have somebody to go with them to do something with, and so they're getting all of the benefits of it, but they aren't exactly really bringing their full A game, and so it's kind of half-assed effort, and it's not okay. And so, I feel as though if you don't say something, you're going to regret it. Or maybe this person is starting to regret it because they see that you're pulling away more and more each time that this happens. And so, I feel like, you feel cast aside when this person kind of pulls away and does his or her own thing and talks to their other people a little bit more, or does their own thing, right? Maybe they're not talking to other people, but still they're putting more time and effort into whatever they desire to put their time and effort into, and you're kind of like put on the back burner. But where is your feelings and all of that put into consideration, right? And so that's not okay. And so, I feel like there's a little bit of fear surrounding this situation now as a result of that, where you're feeling like, don't go breaking my heart. I hear the lyrics for that song, like, don't go breaking my heart. And that's what I really feel with that. So what this kind of boils down to here is, I feel, number one, communication. Number two, truth, okay? Speaking your truth with that communication. Because I don't feel that both parties are being truthful with one another. I think that it's really important to speak your truth. I feel like one is kind of withholding that truth more because they like that person to be there when they are there, right? And so, with the truth, if we're refusing to see the situation for what it really is, we're giving them our power, right? We're giving our power away to create this beautiful situation for ourselves when we aren't speaking our truth, right? And so, for us to be able to co-create, we have to see the truth. We have to speak the truth, right? We have to have a beautiful dialogue with Spirit in terms of what it is that we do want, what it is we don't want. And so, we have to be able to speak our truth. So you want to see past their words. Maybe you already see past their words and their actions, and you haven't said anything yet, but I think it's important for you to speak that in terms of, I feel. Use your I statements. I feel that, and then you can say, my feelings are put aside when you, or whatever that looks like, right? And so, feel like when you do this, it gives this person a chance to be open and vulnerable. And yes, that person might initially deny that because it is too vulnerable for them. But it opens the path to like pave the way for some compassion to kind of come in, right? In terms of this person stepping forward and saying, when you said, yeah, I did, and I'm sorry, right? Like all of that can kind of come at a later time. It doesn't necessarily have to be in that conversation, right? And so when we're communicating, we want to make sure that you're communicating very clearly what are your desires, right? Making sure you're stating your desires and what your expectations are with this person. Because if you aren't holding this person to a standard, then it's only your fault. And so making sure you're being very clear with your boundaries and expressing that in a very nice and genuine, clear, kind manner, right? Like being very respectful of this other person because they also have feelings, right? Even though you might be a little bit upset, you can't come at this person being upset because you were both involved in getting yourselves into this situation, right? And so, it also, it kind of comes down to, are you having a face-to-face conversation? This might be something that actually has to take place in a face-to-face conversation, because if you are having this conversation with somebody in a text message, or maybe you guys are only texting, and then there's things that like are miscommunicated, or you're feeling like you're not really getting the connection that you need or want or deserve, or maybe that's why you're easily dismissed, right? Like things like that can kind of bubble over very easily. So really making sure that you're setting a date and time to, have a conversation face to face is also a good thing. And also understanding the other person's motives, right? What is this other person's expectations and where are they coming from? And they have to be understanding that you don't want games anymore. You have to be very clear, like, I don't want games, say no to games, don't play games, and then also demand that same thing from them, okay? So from the Goddess deck here we have Truth, Mat, okay? And that is a beautiful card to kind of clarify all of that. Beautiful. And then we have Bronwyn. Now, Spirit told me, like, I usually just shuffle the deck and like wait to see what falls out of the deck. But Spirit actually told me that I needed to pull Bronwyn. And so I had to go flipping through the whole deck and looking for Bronwyn. So forgiveness, okay? So with this, so Bronwyn is the Celtic goddess that forgave those that actually killed her with a broken heart, okay? And so with this, it's about like there could be an underlying issue with some baggage that's kind of causing some of these issues to creep up at this point in time, okay? And so with this forgiveness, it's going to allow this really deep healing, and it takes a lot of courage to do this, all right? So there could be some distrust in love overall, surfacing as a result of these stories and stuff that we weave in our mind that might not be true as a result of all these hurts and things that we kind of carry in our heart. And so as we allow ourselves to forgive and extend forgiveness to ourselves and others, we are paving the way for those hurts to kind of heal, to mend. And as we do that, guilt, shame, nothing like that can take root and take hold in our heart anymore. And so it's a beautiful process, because as that happens, you open your heart up to give and receive love again, which this is what the Two of Cups is about, right? Giving and taking on an equal plane, right? So giving and receiving love. When we have our heart closed too, we're closed off to like joy and all these other beautiful emotions. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Now, this forgiveness, this is not about saying the other person didn't do you dirty or anything like that, right? It is about extending some forgiveness to ourselves and others, current and past situations, because it takes a lot of courage to do this, to change our thoughts, to change our feelings, to change our beliefs around love and the way we do love and how we want to be loved, so we can call in a greater love, right? And so it's a really beautiful process. It will allow you to leave this situation feeling empowered, because you're going to be taking accountability for your thoughts and your actions, right? You're not going to be coming from a place of that fear, right? You're not going to be coming from a place of oh, well, I know how this works out because it happened in the past with me. And, you're not going to be on a defensive stance. You're going to be literally coming to this person with an open heart, ready to give and receive with a blank slate, right? Almost, right? So understanding that you have that experience, but then understanding that, but that doesn't determine this current circumstance or situation. I can still see this with new eyes and new light, and it's a very beautiful process as we open up into that. So beautiful message here for us for our Friday the 13th. As always, I do so hope that this resonates for you. And if it does, I'd love to hear about it. You can hit me in the comments below, or if you're interested in your own personal reading, because not all general readings can resonate for everybody, you can hit me up at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com, or at my personal website, the Square website, which I will put in the description box below if you're on the YouTube, or it's actually above if you're on the Facebook, okay? And I will be back as always with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.